Ali had won over the British press and the public. Next, he had to beat another British boxer. In August 1966, he was to take on Brian London, nicknamed the Blackpool Rock.
Brian London was a goodish heavyweight. I mean, he was very strong.
Champion is apparently about to conclude his final workout prior to the London bout. Let's see if we can get him over here. Muhammad, you all set?
Yeah, I'm really ready for this one.
You're ready for this one, but I have to question whether or not, despite the opponent, you're ready for the London bout. There's been an observation here that you look a little too fine, a little tired of fighting.
Well, I'm not really tired. I just started training a little late, and I had to rush it, and I wasn't getting enough iron in my food for the amount of work that I was doing, so I've been taking a few iron tablets, and I'm back to normal.
Are you telling us, in effect, that you're coming into the London bout in something less than good condition?
Well, I will be in top condition, I hope. It was a emergency thing, the way I was training, but as you know, I just got through fighting Henry Cooper and a little rest. The next thing I know, I'm back over here. It seems like yesterday. And immediately after this, we go to Frankfurt, Germany to fight this Carl Miltenberger. And that's 5 weeks later, so I don't want to really burn myself out because I'm fighting more often than any heavyweight champion in history.
That's true, but the British press gives a different reason for your apparently lackadaisical performances and not sparring frequently.
Well, Henry Cooper's been coming to the gymnasium, and a few of Brian London's spies understand that they're taking films of him every day and punching a heavy bag and shadow boxing and boxing with my sparring partner, James Ellis. They're taking films of everything and taking them back to London. And a few of the hotels we've done a few of the workouts we've done in the hotel, and we don't want these people to know too much, But
you know as well as I that they say this is part of the champion's build-up of London, because Cooper beat London 3 times and Patterson knocked him out. How can you take him seriously?
Well, you can't pay no attention to that. When a man fights me, he's fighting for his life. It's the biggest thing that can happen to him. If he ever beat me, he might be the next Prime Minister of London. You can't tell. So I have to really be ready. They said George Chuvalo would be nothing, and Chuvalo turned out to be tougher than Liston, Patterson. As far as knocking him out is concerned, it went the limit. So I'm not paying much attention to him. London's tough, he's rough, he's in shape, and I have to be in shape to even stay in the ring 15 rounds, even if I'm winning.
You mentioned Chuvalo, and there are those, of course, who liken London to Chuvalo because he's supposed to be a mauler, a brawler, and not necessarily a clean fighter.
Hard to knock down, and you're right, he's got a habit of butting and doing a few things that's illegal. But my speed and my talent should overcome all of that.
How long will it take you to knock him out?
Well, I'm not predicting how. I'm tired of saying the world know now that all of my predicting days over. So we just hope for a good fight. And as you know, he's doing all the talking now. So he's going to really be fighting to back it up. So I expect a good fight.
You repeat that if you lose, you'll quit.
Any man that beats me in the ring, whether it be Brian London or Miltenberg or whoever it might be, we will retire that night.
Can any man beat you? In your heart and mind, are you capable of being beaten?
Well, I never really thought about it, Howard, but I'll leave it up to you. Do you think I can be whipped?
Only if Jimmy Brown goes into the ring with you.
Jim is the greatest in football. He's the best in football. He will admit that, and I'll have to admit that I'm one of the best in boxing.
Just one of the best?
Right.
So you have changed?
I'm just being myself, Howard. I'm letting you do all the talking and popping off now.
Have a good fight. Good luck to you, Muhammad.
It's August 6, 1966. Muhammad Ali is defending his World Heavyweight Championship in London, England against European heavyweight title holder Brian London. 3 weeks before the fight, Ali is in serious training prior to leaving for England. Ali is not taking Brian London lightly and has already trimmed down to a sharp 211 pounds. Let's look at this great heavyweight champion train for a moment while the enthusiastic crowd watches in amazement. 3 weeks later, Ali is in the ring at a marvelously trained 208 pounds. All the newspaper men were surprised, if not shocked, at the serious manner which the champion trained for this fight. Ali stated during interviews all week long that overconfidence can be treacherous to any champion, and that he wasn't going to be fooled by the English press, stating that he was a 5-to-1 betting favorite. Nevertheless, Muhammad Ali is fast becoming ranked with the greatest heavyweight champions of all time. Here's European heavyweight champion Brian London. This is certainly the chance of a lifetime for Brian, and he weighed in this afternoon at 208 pounds. This fight is being seen live all over the world via satellite. These are very tense moments for both men. If ever a challenger had the proverbial golden opportunity, it's Brian London. The whole world is watching to see if he can cope with the blazing speed and lightning punches of the heavyweight champion. Muhammad Ali has quickly become a very colorful and popular champion. He has devoted fans in over 60 countries. Ali is considered unquestionably the fastest punching title holder in the history of boxing. Many authorities rank his overall ability with that of the great Joe Louis and Jack Dempsey. Now ready for round one.
Tactics. London, of course, a plotter, moving in always, trying to set himself for the punch. In the first minute of the first round. Many of the experts figured that it would be London who would be the aggressor here in this first round. He likes to start fast, many times rushing off his stool. However, it's been Clay so far throwing most of the punches. You'll notice that Clay will throw the combination. London is pretty much a single punch fighter. Good snapping left hand by Cassius Clay. London's face getting just a little bit red under the left eye. 10 seconds to go in the first round. The end of the first round, and here's Howard Cosell.
That round, Clay virtually used London as a punching bag, as a target, and yet he didn't really hurt him because he hasn't been punching hard. As Bill pointed out, Clay started off tonight faster than he usually does. He usually dawdles for a few rounds and then unleashes, or at least unleashes as much as he can punch. Quickly, the system of scoring in Britain, the 5-point must system. The winner of a round gets 5 points. After that, it's graded down into quarter points, so scoring is always very close. Scoring is done only by a referee. There are no judges at ringside. There is no mandatory 8 count. There is no 3 knockdown rule. There is no being saved by the bell, except, of course, after the 15th round, at which point the match is over, and there is no question arising as to being saved by the bell. A referee can disqualify one of the fighters for a foul blow. About to come into the second round. The first round easily plays. Bill?
The British people, of course, are still very excited over the World Cup championship in soccer. A week ago, they'd like to have the second World's Championship coming their way by virtue of a London win tonight over Cassius Clay. Coming up in the next month, exclusively on ABC, will be the Carl Mildenberger fight. The way the contract was worded, it could be either of these men, whichever of the two wins. Although Brian London has been stopped 5 times in his professional career, he has been on his back only one time. That was Floyd Patterson, who put him down in 1959. He's probably one of the most superbly conditioned boxers in history. He's almost a fanatic on physical fitness, and as you saw, it was also the superb condition of Cassius Clay that got him out of a good spot. Great leg movement. Finding their mark just a little more regularly by Cassius Clay. Looked for a moment as if London was going to try to measure his man in the corner, then decided not to do it. The clinch ensued, and now they're back outside. Left hand that, as you saw, Clay rolled with. Good right hand by Cassius Clay. A good right hand, and it staggered London for a moment. You saw the left go, and then the right hand followed high on the forehead. About 20 seconds to go in the second. A definite sting to the right hand here in the second round. We have 10 seconds to go in the round. Round 3. Neither man is marked. Probably the best punch of the fight, thrown in that second round by Cassius Clay. A good right hand to the head. Again, Clay follows with a combination. London in a tough spot in there with Clay peppering him and 9, 10, it's all over. It's all over. With 20 seconds, 2 minutes and 20 seconds to go in the round, 40 seconds gone in round 3. Brian London was trapped in his corner. He knew he was in a bad spot, and all of a sudden a terrific right hand caught him on the head again, and down he went, and you saw the result. There's no question about the fact that London was hurt in the second round with a good solid right hand. And then when he was in the spot, whether he didn't have the mobility, whether he was still a little bit shaken by that blow is not known. But the point is he could not get out of the spot, and he was decked right then and there. Unofficially, we had 40 seconds had elapsed in round 3. We'll be back in a moment at the Heavyweight Championship out live from London on ABC's Wide World of Sports.
The early bird satellite now, Muhammad, right to the people to fight over. What did it? A combination or a kind of blow such as you registered against Sonny Liston?
Well, I wouldn't feel right how we're taking the credit for coming out of the ring, fight after fight with no marks on my face, and being able to live clean and suffer in training like I do, fight temptation. I must first thank Almighty Allah for my strength and my power and the teachings of Elijah Muhammad, which has enabled me to walk through so much corruption and live clean. And the thing that really hit the man, I believe, was a hard left and a right. I threw about 7, 8 punches, and just about everyone connected, I think, but I really don't know which one. But I'm not taking nothing from him. He was determined, he was game, and for a round and a half, he was moving.
You had to establish to the public, maybe you have, maybe you haven't, that you can punch. Do you think you've established that now?
Whenever I see an opening like I did with London, I do take it, such as Liston and a few other of my fights, but I'm never out to prove nothing to the public. I would also like to say hello to my mother, father in Louisville, Kentucky, and all of my friends there who's praying and wishing for me to win tonight.
Let's get back to the fight. We're going to be looking probably at the rerun of the to a fight to prove anything to the public. But you can't tell me you didn't come out fighting in this fight, whereas in other fights you've dawdled in the early rounds.
Well, I'm not never, Howie.
There's the round itself now.
No, I'm just taking my time.
Start to call it.
Watching him. I'm just watching him, Howie. It looks easy to watch it, but I hit him with a right hand that time. But the man is determined. I understand that he butts with his head, and I had to keep my distance, as you notice, concentrating on getting in and out, because one butt could stop the fight.
Now you've got him. Did you realize that he was going to go down that quickly?
Well, no, I didn't, Howie. I just threw everything that I could, hoping that he would, but...
Can you cut it short now, please?
He's struggling to get up, as we can see, and we're being asked to cut it short by the authorities.
I'd like to announce to the world here, beside me here is my new manager, Herbert Muhammad.
Herbert is now your manager, and Angelo Dundee?
Not yet, but he will be taking my management after.
What happens to Angelo?
Angelo Dundee's in training. He's right here. Great Angelo Dundee. We can't leave him out.
Is this acceptable to you, Angelo?
I'm just a working man in the boxing business, Howard. I told you that before.
All right, we're going to be getting out in just a moment, gentlemen. This question on September 10th over ABC's Wide World of Sports, you'll be fighting Carl Mildenberger. Will you be able to hold your peak for that? Because certainly
well, Howie,
tonight...
I'm glad that I didn't train as hard as I could for this fight. As you notice, I came in about 8 pounds heavier than the last fight with Cooper, and I'm glad that this fight didn't take too much out of me, and I think I'll be ready, and I'll should time the next fight just right.
Much of the American sporting press says you're running a bum of the month club.
Well, all I'm doing, Howard, is giving every man a shot at the title. No clauses, no return clauses in my contract, like there are in all heavyweight championship fights. Plus, I'm giving every country, Germany, Canada, London, and we hope to go into some of the Middle Eastern countries, giving everybody a chance at the title, and I think this is good.
Thank you very much. Congratulations to you, Muhammad. See you September 10th. Let's go back to ringside and Bill Fleming.
Okay, thank you very much, Howard. Well, the official time is 1:40 of the third round.